All right, this is Outdoor Vic here, reporting from the Strat Hotel in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We are here at the 3WallBall Championships with the men's pro doubles final. It is Chris Mcdonald and Robert Sostre, two outdoor specialists, against IRT pros Daniel De La Rosa and Alvaro Beltran. And we are about to start 0-0.
Half out.
So it is a half out.
Sides out. 0 serving 0.
0 serve 0. Okay. Daniel with a great shot. Going to have to move Daniel out of that front position, not let him just stand there and hit it. 0-0. So the McDonald's are up, or McDonald and Sostre's up. 0 serves 1. Daniel being pretty confident right off the bat. 0 serves 1, second server. Robert Sostre is the greatest one-wall player of all time. He's serving right now, Hall of Famer. Chris Mcdonald is one of the best short-wall, three-wall players that is around right now against the two IRT pros. We're going to see if they can hang with the two pros, two IRT pros.
1 serving 0.
1 serving 0. That said, Alvaro and Daniel are veterans outdoors, even though it's not their primary game, as evidenced by that gorgeous overhead serve. You know, a lot of you people watching are maybe indoor players, and you think overheads and really deep serves
2 serving 0
are not quite as good, but that was perfect. Alvaro with a lob, and Daniel with a miss.
0 serving 2.
Daniel with those great hands up front. And speaking to Chris earlier, we
0 serving 2.
talked about their best chance of beating these guys was to make them play behind, keep them out of the front court, and don't shoot unless you really have it to end the point. Move them back, move them back, move them back, and then take your shot. Gorgeous shot by Chris. That V out the door forced Alvaro off the court, made him guess if it's going to hit the wall or not.
2 serving 2.
Daniel wasn't in position to get the wall. Alvaro was left hung to dry. Another uncharacteristic error by Robert Sostre.
Sides out. 2 serving 2.
But I think the best chance that Chris and Robert have, which is a very good chance, is to get those other guys out of the front. Get Daniel and Alvaro out of the front of the court. Chris, very nice one-wall kill out of Alvaro's reach.
2.
3 serves 2. No, Daniel was the runner-up at the Beach Bash this year with Marty Hogan. He's a very experienced outdoor player.
3 serving 2.
As is evidenced by his outstanding overhead serves that go so deep and so precise. Not as easy as it looks to hit the ball deep consistently. Chris Mcdonald with another great shot. You don't see that shot indoors at all.
Serving 3.
But outdoors, chest high middle, calls that husband and wife kind of action like you see in volleyball, is a really good shot.
Foul 2 serving 3.
2 serve straight. Robert must be listening to me, because with Daniel moving up,
3 is serving
Robert
3.
had the opportunity to try to kill the ball. He went up with it, and he won the point. Chris with another unforced error. But that's what you're going to get with Chris. To get here against Greg Solis
Side out,
and
3
Joe
serving
Young,
3.
Chris had, it must have been 10 or 12 unforced errors on serve. Yet they still won because the shots he did make won the point. So that's what you get with Chris. You're going to get a bunch of errors, but you're going to get a bunch of amazing shots that just don't seem real. And yep, Chris is right up there challenging Daniel's serve from right behind him. That's where Chris plays. It's not anything unique. And he's got those amazing hands, and he can do that all day long if you beat him. 3 serves 3. There he goes, 4 serves 3. You know.
4 serving 3.
Yeah, messing with any of these guys in the front court's a mistake. They're all exceptionally strong. Yeah, I don't know what Chris was thinking there. That ball was in by
4
10
serving
feet.
3, half out.
I know he wasn't thinking back wall because he doesn't play indoors. There you go, Chris. That's his strength, is give him the ball and let him put it away from weird angles using his reflexes.
Three serving 5.
3 serves 5. There you go. Chris went up. Alvaro, there he goes, pointing at his head. Chris is a good friend of mine. I spoke to him at length this morning about
5.
Don't shoot if they are in front of you. They're just too good. Your best bet is hit it high and make them make a mistake or let them overshoot. Little uncharacteristic error by Robert. He could have laid that ball a little bit lower and won that point. Alvaro was 2/3 the way back in the court, and typically Robert
4 serving 5
to be able to lay it down and get it 2 bounces before the short line. Again, Robert playing smart, using the verticality.
Sides out, 5 serving 4.
Like the equivalent of a what you would use a ceiling ball for to regain position. But the other thing is quite often makes great players overshoot.
Serving 4, half out.
Used to being aggressive on every shot. They get that high shot off. I think that skipped.
6 serving 4.
6 serves 4. Yeah, the other thing that I had spoken to Chris about was how important it is for them to get a head start. Alvaro
6 serving 4.
Historically slow starters, and I think it's critical that if they have any chance at all, it's to win this first game. That was a bad bounce off the sidewall, which is again one of the unique things about outdoor racquetball is, we build these courts every year, which means they're a little bit imperfect.
4 serving 6.
Bounces. Robert with the great get. I think you're going to really be amazed at those kind of shots out of both Robert and Chris. Not so much in the backcourt with their long distance shooting, but their hands in the front court are certainly on a par with the guys are playing, or better even. But from the back and
4 serving 6.
Having the complete toolkit is going to be Daniel and Alvaro. Unlike many of the indoor IRT pros that come out here, give outdoor a chance for once. Those guys are veterans. I've been watching Alvaro play outdoors for as long as I've been involved at WAR, at least 12 years, and Daniel's been coming out here at least 6 or 7 years, and he's completely embraced outdoors. So it's a unique problem to try to solve when you play guys like Alvaro and Daniel who have absolutely no weak spots. So trying to figure out what to do is
6 serving 6.
The challenge for Chris and Robert. And I think it's going to be, don't let them play in the front, put yourself in front of them. Can't give Alvaro the ball up front, and better than anybody that I've seen play, he hits that short hop perfectly. Timeout from Chris McDonald. I think it was 3 years ago, Robert and Bobby Horn, were able to beat Alvaro and Daniel. It appeared to be a big upset, but if you knew all the players, it's a minor upset. But Chris and Robert trying to repeat that. Said Alvaro and Daniel, I don't remember any other times they've lost. I think Daniel was such a natural at that overhead serve, and he's been able to paint that ball deep in any of the outdoor sports. He plays long wall in Arizona.
Serving 6.
Plays short wall here and in Huntington Beach. Plays 1WallBall down in Hollywood, Florida at the Beach Bash. Chris hit that high side front out the door against anyone else. That would have been a really good shot. Alvaro was able to get the jump on it and get another shot back. See, now that was a lob, but it was a very weak lob out of Alvaro because Chris
serving 8.
Didn't even have to back up, and it ended up he was able to hit it waist high. If you have a lob, you've got to make the person in front of you at least fade back a little. Daniel just playing amazing.
Wow, 6 serving 8.
Yeah. Playing shot for shot with Daniel in the front is going to be a mistake. That shot there. There you go. That's Alvaro with a gorgeous lob. There was no chance for Chris to get that ball. He looked up, would have loved to have reached up and got it, but it was out of reach, and there's no room to run back and get it.
8 serving 6.
8 serve 6, Alvaro and De La Rosa. Oh my God, that was amazing. Chris with an amazing get. Daniel with an amazing run and shot from 50 feet. These courts are 43 feet deep, and he was 5 or 6 feet past the
9
court.
serving 6.
That was amazing.
10 serving 6.
10 serve 6. There must have been a concerted effort by Alvaro that they were going to lob. Oh. Alvaro playing with everyone there. He knew that was out. But I've not seen Alvaro lob this much. And that might have to do with some strategy there because, again, Chris and Robert in the front court are at a par with Alvaro and Daniel. And their ability to win the game is to be up front and, you know, show off their amazing hands and beat them with quick hitting reaction shots. And
11
their
serving
ability
6.
to be on a par with Daniel and Alvaro is less in the backcourt. Wow, that is incredibly hard. The ball is rocketing outside the sideline. If Alvaro hesitates another half a second, it's over the sideline, and there's no down the line shot to be had. But if you can hit it and you're that good and quick, it's a winner. Great shot by Robert Sostre. When
6 serving 12.
These guys are in the backcourt. When Daniel and Alvaro are in the backcourt, Robert and Chris need to lay the ball down, take advantage of their position. Great deep serve by Chris. Makes it much harder for Alvaro.
7 serving 12.
To with the ball. Out serve. You're going to notice where the players are standing during where the server's partner stands, and there's 3 places you're allowed to stand
serving
to be
12.
considered legal. You'll see Chris Mcdonald on the left, just off the court, with his racket or hand or some part of his body touching. Apparently the ball hit Daniel. There we go. They made it right. Greg, the referee, didn't see the ball hit Daniel on the way in. There was an appeal. The line judges made it right. It's good play.
12.
That's what Chris McDonald does. Hands for hands, they can battle.
8 is serving 12.
8 serves 12. Yeah, I have never seen Alvaro lob so much. There's definitely a conscious effort.
12 serving
Chris
8.
and Robert out of the backcourt. Or out of the front court, I mean. The back of either side.
12 serving 8.
Chris just did is always a great shot, pretty much at any height. You'll see him mix it up with a 2-wall pass, face high, and then, or even higher, or sometimes down low. And that is what you call a slice out of Robert. Robert plays a ton of 1-wall, and in 1-wall you don't have walls to
serving
help you
12.
And that slice shot with the excess spin made Daniel have trouble with that return previously. When you hit a slice,
9
it hits
serving
the front
12.
wall, rockets straight down low, and then careens higher than expected. It's okay. That was in Chris's wheelhouse. That's what he does. He missed it.
9
but
serving
he wants
12.
Alvaro to try that again. Yep. Another high shot. Perfect shot. That is so hard to do, and Alvaro did that effortlessly. Hits ball hard overhead
9.
in the last foot of the court. Robert hustling up. Alvaro left it up just a hair, enough for
12
Robert to go up
serving
and hit the
9.
winner. 12 serves 9. Rare unforced error out of Robert Sostre. That's exactly
13 serving 9.
Wow. Robert was pretty confident that was out. It was out by 6 inches. But they did the right thing.
9 serving 13. Timeout.
Timeout called. In yesterday's semifinal match, Greg Solis earned a lot of points lob serving Chris, but the wind was a lot stronger yesterday. Today it's maybe 5-8 miles an hour wind. Yesterday we were having 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, and that lob was moving. Daniel practicing it. I think he's to tell they're going to try to do that to Chris. Take advantage of him being so far up. That said, a lot of people have tried. That's not always the best strategy against Chris. I personally have gotten the pleasure of seeing him play here in Florida and also in all these big events. And I think your best bet against Chris is trying to hit that left sidewall behind him.
Serving 13.
Or both sidewalls. Great return. Chris gave great serve. But the back of either sidewall up high is going to be tough for Chris to be
13.
offensive on, and you can be patient. Another good serve, but you didn't make Daniel move at all. That was just right to him. But it was a good depth.
13 serving 9.
Depth is the hard part of finding a good serve.
13 serving 9.
I think one of the mistakes Chris made yesterday, which I told him, was to quit trying to bottom board that overhead and look for a spike.
Team game point serving 9.
And instead hit smart. Nothing you can do there. What I suggested to Chris was not bottom board it, hit side front out the door, or to blast that ball waist high or chest high so that it's going to land deep and make them make a reaction shot, give you a chance to get position. Especially with the wind moving the ball around, it's really tough to be that precise on a lob. The ball's moving when you need to be perfect to get it past Alvaro and Daniel. So it was a close game, competitive rallies, but Robert and Chris are going to have less unforced errors. If you took away their unforced errors, that was a much closer match. And I don't mean the tough shots that they weren't able to get, but they had a few gifts there. And if the game was a little bit closer, you just don't know what would happen. All right, we're back here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada at the Strat Hotel. 3WallBall Championships Men's Pro Finals. Daniel De La Rosa, Alvaro Beltran, indoor IRT pros, outdoor veterans, numerous times world champions outdoors, as well against Chris Mcdonald from the legendary Mcdonald family. Robert Sostre, world champion, Hall of Fame player. Gotta say, I told Chris to do that. Take that overhead, pound it face high into either sidewall, and be patient instead of trying to bottom board that from overhead. Be patient for the second shot. Chris executed perfectly. And Robert using his hands. Can't be passive, can't miss. Gotta make that. Gotta show why you're a Hall of Famer, Robert. Which he does every time he's on the court, for the record. These are four of the classiest guys you'll ever see. I'm really looking forward to this match. I don't expect any arguments. I expect all class and incredible, outstanding play. Chris showing off his hands there. And this is serving zero. Change. Robert serving from the left is not something they had done all tournament. I just noticed that. Don't know how good this is going to work, though, because as good as Robert is on the left, he doesn't drop that much moving to the right. Chris is almost an exclusive left side player. When he moves to the right, you're taking away a lot of his game, which is his aggressive forehand. I don't know if I would make that strategic move, but you know what? Those guys are a lot better than me, and they know what their strengths are. Chris with the smart shot. The first one and then the unforced error. But that 2-wall, 15 feet high was a really, really smart shot. Again, Chris with that, they're missing in the rally, but they're not beating him on the serve.
2-3.
Who's trying that side front? It worked, actually. All right, that's what I told him not to try, but it worked. Worked this time.
2-3.
2 serves 3. Good shot, Chris. You can't do that against Daniel. That's definitely one of the things you cannot do. You can't go low and not hit a winner. That's why. There you go. Unforced error by Robert. Didn't think that was too tough of a shot.
4 serving 3.
Might have been expecting something else. 4 serves 3. Just long. So they're going to it again with Robert on the left. And one of the things Robert will have an advantage of on the left is nobody 1-wall serves like Robert. He can choose to go out that door, and I think he could beat Alvaro out that door on a 1-wall serve. He's not going for it, though. He's still going for the consistent shot. Alvaro threads the needle to not hit Chris and still hit the winner.
3 serving 4.
Like butter. 3 serves 4. Daniel found himself out of position and ducking from elbow. Alvaro ducking out of Chris's way.
4 serving 4.
4 serves 4. Chris showing off his hands. Great get. Alvaro showing off his amazing ability to lay that ball
4
flat
serving 4.
off a short hop. 4 serves 4. Alvaro serves. Went away from the lob, went into Chris's wheelhouse strength. Chris isn't going to miss short hops
4
on
4.
his forehand from the middle of the court. That's just where he dares you to try to beat him. Of course, Kalahari again. Say something good about someone, they screw up next. So you notice Alvaro off to the right side of the court where he's standing, touching the wall. Played again. So you're going to see Alvaro being off the court. In outdoor racquetball short wall, you're allowed to be off the court, touching the side wall, or in the box, or behind the court. Alvaro having a little fun. Ball whizzed by him.
6 serving 4.
Certainly no one's going to get upset because everyone knows Robert would never, ever hit anyone with a ball on purpose. And I know there's probably some people back home saying, oh, you're supposed to do that when they don't give you this space or that space. Robert would just not do it. That's just not who he is. Probably one of the classiest guys I've ever met, not just on the racquetball court. Actually, all 4 of these guys are just great. Great to know, great to see play. When you're out searching for refs, and the ref says, I don't know who's it going to be when it's these 4 guys, sure, I'll ref. All right, Robert Sostre serving. Back to the right side. Him on the left didn't work, and I think this is smarter. Robert's just as good on the right as he is on the left. I think you lose a little bit of Chris when he moves to the right. Daniel beat him out that side door, or not at the door, just beat him to his left on a straight in, straight out shot.
5.
Daniel also on the left side, off the court, not in the box. Chris, wide angle pass.
6 serving 5.
Short angle pass. 6 serves 5. Alvaro with a rare unforced error. Chris McDonald serving of
5 serving 6.
McDonald family. His mom and dad are both Outdoor Racquetball Hall of Famers. The second class ever after Brian Hawks.
6 serving 6.
They got inducted side by side with Charlie Brumfield. Another unforced error.
7 serving 6.
7-6 advantage. McDonald, Sostre. Point. I think they dodged the bullet there.
8 serving 6.
8 serving 6. Giving Daniel that setup in the middle of the front court was, it looked bad, but Daniel made the error. Great shot.
9 serving 6.
Nope, stand corrected. Ball was out. Nine 6.
8 serving 6.
8-6. That's what I thought. Great shot by Daniel. The one glaring strength of that front team compared to the back team, glaring, is Daniel's speed.
6 serving 8.
Significantly quicker than the other 3 guys on the court. Fills up more space. He framed it. He hit Alvaro by accident. No harm, no foul. Chris loses a point.
7, serving 8.
7-8. It's really, it looks like an unforced error, but it's really hard to play against Chris when he's that close to you, and you're serving the ball rocketed at him. You're still falling or leaning out of your drive serve, and the ball's already back at you. These guys all know Chris. Usually when you play against him, you're thinking he's lucky for the first 10 or 12 times, and there's no way he can stand there and do that. Daniel, just amazing hands. Letting him cherry pick in the front court's a mistake. Got to move him out of that front court.
9, 7, 8.
Whether it's a ceiling ball or a high Z. That actually was a smart shot. He just has to execute it better. That straight down the middle, face high is a great shot usually. Seen a lot of the verticality here. Oh, Chris without that. You saw all those beautiful high shots, the 2-wall pass, the straight up lob. Those are all, you know, shots you do to be defensive, move the opponent back, and give yourself a chance to regain position. 2 or 3 of those shots by these guys in a row, ending with the unforced error. Chris being a little too aggressive. I think he went for that 2-wall high shot, but he was jumping, didn't have his feet under him. Ball got away from him.
11, serving 8.
11-8. See, what Robert's trying to do is when Daniel pushes that ball to the right.
12, serving 8.
So now there's a different strategy. Now that side front should work for Chris on the return. There you go. Chris is kind of beating himself up a little bit. He knows he missed his shot. Daniel wasn't aggressive enough off of it, and Robert able to put it away with his amazing hands. 8-12. Nice shot. Daniel congratulating Chris on a good shot. 8-12. Replay.
8, serving 12 again.
8 serves 12. You notice a lot of the guys serving back to the person on their side, even though they don't necessarily have to, but it gives your, like you do indoors, you don't want to put your partner in danger of getting smashed, but Chris trying to go bottom board off the lob. He got moved back
13,
a foot or two, and it's just not consistent for Chris when he has to move back like that and go bottom. That's a much better shot. They hit the lob, and it's good. He needs to be consistent,
13,
hit the ball up high, move them back, and play for the next shot after that. Robert Sostre not fooled by that out the door, went straight out there, had confidence his partner would have had the wall if it hit it. Was there waiting on the ball and hit a great shot to win the point.
8, serving 13.
8-13. See what Chris does. I would love to see Chris try to use his angles. He has a great 1-wall serve. Yeah. Alvaro moving up, striking the ball at the short line. It's not usually going to be a good strategy. Robert Sostre serving. I don't know if he's asking for a hinder on that. It looked to me like he had room and was just late.
8, serving 13.
I guess I'm wrong. They're doing it over. (9-13). Great shot by Chris Mcdonald.
9-13.
That's where he excels. See, that's what I would expect Robert to do more, to be more offensive on his serves.
Ten, 13.
Make Daniel move to hit the ball. Chris can't miss that. He got the return they would have really wanted out of Daniel.
13, 17.
Went right to Chris's forehand in his wheelhouse, and he missed. It's good. Alvaro just being amazing with his lobs today. Not sure if it's because of the two guys he's playing or because the wind adding an extra factor. I've seen him lob this much in paddleball.
14, possible match, serving 10.
14-10.
Serving 10.
14 serves 10. 10 serves 14. You got one more chance. Chris with that smart shot, again, waist high down the middle.
Yeah, timeout.
You have to defend all the way outside the court. You've seen players get pushed wide on either side, and Chris had his options there. He could have hit side front left, side front right, up high, which has been showing, and everyone's been aggressive to get to it. And I think the success with those kind of shots and keeping it in and moving them around with those kind of shots made that center middle chest high shot work. There's no back wall, it doesn't come back. So those shots flying by your head at 10 feet high or 8 feet high aren't coming back. You get one chance to go get it if it's going to be in. That's what makes that center power
10, serving
high
14.
shot work. If you hit that same shot, calf high, your opponent's going to go get it. There you go, 11, that's Chris. You got the return he wanted right off the serve. 11-14. Yeah, that's a replay. Yeah, that's not an avoidable hinder. Daniel knows that. He's having fun right now.
11, serving 14.
Yeah, and that started as great as Alvaro is with him backing up to hit that
14.
ball. It might work at the lower levels where you can shoot from the back like that, but if you play against guys with great hands and you shoot and you miss, your partner's alone up front without you, and missed it. They were lucky because he needed that ball to go out the door. They gave him one extra shot. But they stayed tough, made the point.
13, serving 14.
13, serving 14. I still would love to see Chris hit that hard angle just over the short line out that right door. It's super tough to hit, but I've seen Chris hit that with consistency compared to anybody else. Daniel with the poach. Playing like style of Chris would play. Up front, poaching.
13, serving
closer
14.
to the wall than anyone else. 13-14. all. I think they dodged another bullet playing around with those guys in the front court.
14, serving 14.
But it worked. 14-14. I could see Robert doing a tight 2-wall Z right now, but I guess no. To a lot of the outdoor guys, it looks like Daniel is so close and everything's so close, and oh my God, he's going to hit Chris. But if you've seen Daniel play, he's very
14,
self-contained. He can play in very, very tight quarters, completely safe. Even though it looks really narrow and tight, but there's not much space there. Daniel knows where he is, and Chris isn't worried about getting hit. It's
14, serving 14.
Rubbing his racquetball. You can't do that with Daniel. Daniel's in front of you. Move him back. Don't try to kill it in his face. You can't hit it low enough when Daniel's in front of you for him not to get it. 14 all. Started with a great return by Chris. He was patient. He hits 2-wall high.
14, serving 14.
14 serves 14. So we're here at the Strat Hotel, the men's pro doubles final. Daniel De La Rosa, Alvaro Beltran against Chris Mcdonald and Robert Sostre. Giant contrast in styles. We have 14-14 second game. Alvaro and Daniel won the first. Chris and Rob have Mcdonald and Sostre have another shot right here. I think they need to win the point right now. Not give these guys a chance to go back up, but goodness gracious, they have got to keep Daniel and Alvaro
14.
out of being in front of them, make them play from behind. I thought he'd get in a good return or a good. No, I guess not. I was going to say what a great job of Chris starting out with an offensive serve, moving Alvaro out.
14, serving 14.
No, Robert might do the same out that left door. And that's game. We've got a tiebreaker. I don't believe anyone at home would have thought that's possible, but I'm never surprised with anything Chris Mcdonald does or Robert Sostre does. Alvaro and Daniel are a given. They're just amazing and do things that seem impossible. And being on the Pro Tour, we get to see them all the time on film. So them being amazing is common. I mean, you expect it out of them. But I'm sure there's thousands of people back home right now that have never seen Chris Mcdonald or Robert Sostre play. Anyone who's an outdoor enthusiast has certainly seen them play at this kind of a level. But they would still be a slight underdogs to Alvaro and Daniel. But as is proven right here, they're just a slight underdog. They're right there, and Robert isn't called the Iceman for nothing. And I guess we'll be right back here at the Stratosphere Hotel in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Outdoor Vic Lebowski. that was something very interesting. Lisa Sostre just went over and gave some kind of a pep talk or condolences, or not condolences, appreciation over to Chris about how good he's playing. Very respectful. Again, four of the best guys you could ever want to meet. So here we are. We're in the tiebreaker, and obviously Daniel and Alvaro are not nervous or anything like that, but I can tell you neither are Chris Mcdonald or Robert Sostre. Robert has been playing one wall at the highest level for a long time. He's been in out here in the high pressure situations, and Chris is just nails as well. This is going to be, I believe, an outstanding. Smart play. Chris McDonald is also nails. The bigger the pressure, the better he plays. Zero serve zero. Tiebreaker. Men's pro final. Gave him a little bit too much room to your left, Chris. Can't have your toe on the center line when Daniel is shooting. He's going to beat you. 0-0. All right, side out, 0-0. Alvaro serving. Let's see if he goes back to the lob.
Serving 0.
See, that's still a good return by Chris. It makes Alvaro hit a consistent shot instead of aiming for a winner off the return. They just need to execute on that next shot. Beautiful lob by Alvaro. Great defensive shot by Robert. And Daniel's in front of you. You got to move him back. Can't give him a shot in front of you.
2 serving 0.
2-0. I like the height. Don't like the angle on it, Chris.
3-0.
3-0.
Three serving 0.
3 serve 0. See, now when they're in the I formation, Chris has the opportunity to go back to that side front. All right, now
5 serving 0.
Daniel and Alvaro are just overwhelming. Robert hit that return, we call it around the world, where it hits up high on the walls, all three walls in the air.
0
when you hit all 3 walls in the air up high, it's around the world. It's a very good defensive shot. It makes the opponents have to take a defensive shot. Here we go. Sorry. Live action. Down ball. Another unforced error out of Robert. 0-5. Yeah, Chris, that was a mental mistake.
5 serving 0.
Alvaro gave you what you wanted. You could have hit that overhead. Curious, off when they were side by side, Chris is doing the side front, which is when it's not going to work. That's what he ought to be doing when they're up front. Both. Seems to be a little extra pep in the step. A little more pop on the ball this game out of Daniel and Alvaro, causing some more trouble.
We got it right here.
See, now in this I
7
formation
serving
is where
0.
we might want to see Chris go for that side front. Well, they didn't go to him. Robert hesitated, didn't get to the ball. Off that beautiful 2-wall Z he hit up high. But then again, it had to be perfect, and Alvaro hit it perfect.
8
That's
serving
what he
0.
does. 8 serving 0. Uh-oh. Yeah, you could see that coming. I mean, Alvaro, when he
9
stops, waits,
serving 0.
breathes, looks at it, fixes his hair, then kills it. You can't let Alvaro just sit on a ball like that from anywhere on the court.
0 serving 9.
0-9. Chris McDonald serving.
Zero serving 9.
Daniel just showing amazing court sense, knowing where to hit it. Didn't have to hit the ball too perfectly, just at the right angle. 1-9. That's that husband and wife I was talking about. Chest high center. He's a really good shot outdoors, especially on these 23 feet wide courts. Short ball.
Short ball.
Especially when you have the other team
serving 1.
respecting your out the doors. 9 serves 1. Robert with great hands, great court sense to drop the ball where it needed to be. And
1 serving 9.
You need to play generally a little further back compared to indoors in this game, because there is no, indoors, if you have those high shots, they come back, they go to the front wall. Out here,
2 serving 9.
you need to be there and pick it up before it goes past you. Good try by Daniel, laying out on the concrete.
3 serving 9.
I think Michelle's down there yelling at him that you got your shirt dirty. I'm just kidding. Down ball.
3 serving 9.
3 serves 9. Just an amazing hard shot. It was amazing from a lot of angles. It had Robert in front of him. He knew he couldn't hit the ball low or any of those shots, and found a way to get it around him deep. Yeah, unforced error out of Chris.
10.
Again, it's curious when they're side by side, he's hitting that side front. When they're front back, he's hitting it straight. That's the match. Still a great match. Fun to watch. 4-class guys. This was the men's pro doubles finals. Alvaro Beltran, Daniel De La Rosa are 3WallBall champions. We'll be back shortly. This is Vic Lebowski here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada at the Strat Hotel. We'll see you soon.
I'm Holly Scott, I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been playing racquetball for about 15 years. My dad started because I didn't like the daycare at the gym, so I was very bored and I needed to go play racquetball. It's my calling. I love the LPRT. I get to travel, meet new people, work on my Spanish, and it's just a great experience, and everyone should experience it. Reaching your dream foundation is really important to me because it helps me travel, to get experience, to do better in racquetball and in life. They teach you to do things professionally, on and off the court. My goal is to be #1, obviously, same with everybody. It's difficult, but with their help, I can work for it every single tournament and get better. Donations are greatly appreciated, no matter how big or small. It helps players like me reach our dream.